Ooh, welcome. This is your daily tarot reading. And I am Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. So this is our daily reading. I'm going to use the Somnia Tarot today. It is Monday. Let's get started. Make those sleeves even. Felt weird. Um, let's see what's happening today. Okay. Ooh, one more. What do we need to know? Whoop. Current situation. Seven of Swords. Present influence. Six of Cups. Unexpected. The Wheel. I like that. Challenge. Page of Wands. Strength. Page of Pentacles. Both pages in the challenge and the strength. Interesting. Okay, where does this lead? Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot. Slow to fast. Eight of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. And then we've got the Ten of Wands. Shoot. Oh, there's the star. But let's focus on that. And this energy has been coming up for a bit, that Eight of Swords. I feel like that kind of stuck energy. So we have to kind of look at, well, where's that? What is that about? Are you feeling stuck? Are you really stuck? Or are, you just think you're stuck? A lot of times when I look at the Eight of Swords, I'm just reminded when you feel stuck or you are stuck, either way, I use the word feel because here's my point, is that sometimes we just think we're stuck and we are, seeing things around us as causing us to be stuck when really, if we really just take a moment and look, we're not, like, it's not something else. We're just stuck, either stuck in our own mind, trying to make a decision. There's something that's, not getting our cogs moving here. So, it's just a reminder of when you do feel that way to really take a deep look of, am I really, or is this an outside source or me, or what is it? We have the Seven of Swords in your current situation. So it feels like you may feel, because of that stuck energy as well, that maybe someone took something from you. Like, so for some of you, this could be very specific person where you feel like you've been taken advantage of, or someone wasn't being honest, or they, took your energy, or, there's something here. Also, though, in a grander scheme as well, it could be like you're feeling like you're being drained. You keep working at getting unstuck. You keep moving forward. He's climbing up that hill. He's got all these swords on his back, but he feels like something is drawing him back, right? So there could be some of that energy going on. And partially, especially with the wheel and the unexpected, you're going to realize that maybe it is kind of a fated stuck, like, and sometimes the universe says don't move. Don't move, because if you move too soon, you're going to miss out on another opportunity. So sometimes it is like it's almost like a fated stuck feeling, and that's what I feel like this is. It's very energetically like you feeling like something's being pulled out of you, taken away from you, energy, creativity, that kind of thing. Not monetary, it could be, but most likely not. So I kind of feel like, and it's interesting to me because you have felt this way before. So I would like look back at that time with the Six of Cups here and the present influence. Was there something that this reminds you of, and that you have clear, proof that it will all work out? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes when we feel stuck or feel like things aren't moving, if we look back in time, there was literally a reason why. There was something that said, okay, then you look back and you can see, you right, hindsight, you see how it works out. But no, I'm not saying that feeling stuck is necessarily fun or anything like that. But to me, this feels like a real the six of the well, we're not in the future, we're in the now. So this could be just taking a look at these situations today, tomorrow, and saying, man, am I really stuck? Am I what do I need to do differently, or do I just kind of take a break and let things go? Kind of that. So the wheel comes in unexpectedly, so things start moving, right? And probably it's interesting to me because it goes future, Knight of Pentacles to the Chariot. So there's that slow, methodical forward movement. It's like, be patient until it's time to let go of the reins, right? Keep a hold of things, and it'll be time in a bit to let go of them. So, and I feel like that's what the wheel is. Like, leading into this energy, it's like things are shifting. You just have to be patient, let things happen. So I do feel like that wheel is definitely a faded energy. Let's clarify a couple of these before I go too far. So is there anything about the Six of Cups we need to know? Six of Cups, please. In the present influence. What is that? What is that? Oops. Five of Cups. Yeah, Magician, Knight of Cups. You've seen it before. You've seen things go from disappointment to realizing this is exactly what I'm talking about, realizing you have everything you need. So I do feel like you realize that in the past, things have come back around with that Knight of Cups. Also, the Magician, almost like it was meant to be as well. Not just the Magician having all the tools, but like there's that kind of that faded energy, you know, the Magician being magic. But I do feel like with that Knight of Cups, like things are, yeah, you're being reminded to hang in there, hold tight, because there's times where things need to slow down before they can speed up. And again, like slowing down gets you into the right methodology. I was listening to a YouTube, I think it was I'm sorry, Joe Rogan. I'm sure some of you don't agree with him, but Joe Rogan and Russell Crowe. Yeah. I was listening to their podcast, and Russell Crowe was explaining, like, when he's getting ready for a movie, that like sometimes he has to take lessons on how to wield the sword or deal with the weapon that's in the movie. And they were talking, like, Joe was explaining, like, well, he teaches one of the martial arts. He's like, you've got to do it slow, like repeatedly slow. You don't have to do the movement fast. You can do the movement slow over and over again until it becomes body memory, muscle memory, movement memory. And then you can pick up the speed later. And I love that he talked about that, because it's a very, I like that in general. It's not just for a physical ability, it's also in the way we feel, think, all of the things that we do on a day to day. Sometimes if we just slow down and allow ourselves to feel that however it is, whether it's a feeling, whether it's intellectual, whether it's physical, you know, allow it to become constant, allow it to become a habit, allow it to become a dance, a flow, that then you can speed it up and move things forward with it. And I feel like that's kind of the energy we're dealing with right now. It's like that kind of energy where, you know, you just gotta like use the slow time to allow yourself to become affluent, like really good at it, really you know, perfecting instead of attacking, right? And that's what I feel like too, though. I feel like this is something that you've done before with the Six of Cups, and it's starting to like make sense. And again, it this is that memory coming back, that you understand that sometimes this has to be done this way. So is there anything more about the Seven of Swords, please? Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. Oh, there's that Knight of Coins, Ace of Coins. You're definitely chasing a new beginning here with that Knight of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles. And that's what you feel like, something's, you know, not letting you move forward to this Ace of Pentacles, to this new opportunity. Well, it's your own self with the Hangman. And sometimes this is okay. You know, sometimes you need to take that time out. But I don't think it's outside sources now that I look at this Hangman here. A lot of times the Hangman is ourself. Like, we're not, someone doesn't necessarily put us in Hangman. We choose to say, okay, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to look at this differently. And I think that's the energy, even though you feel like you're being held back or something's being taken from you. It's really just a time to really allow yourself to sink into something and to really become, you know, polish things, allow things to happen slowly so that you can then take that slow energy and move the speed onto it. So let's look at this wheel too. So the wheel and the unexpected, I do feel like it's okay. Things kind of are slow right now, but I think you're going to understand that with that wheel being in the unexpected here soon. Tell me more about the wheel. And that's probably over the next couple days. Keep in mind that wheel means things are moving. So even though you feel stuck, things are moving, things are growing, things are happening. It just might not, you might not be able to see that yet. Tell me more about this wheel, please. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, Sun, the Star. You can't ask for better cards. So yeah, the work you're doing is paying off. I think you know this. And that's just what's going to come in unexpectedly, is that you're headed for the right place. You're headed for that that bright sky, that sun, that joy. But not only that, with the star there too, this is something that's really important. And it's this is like destiny too with the star. This is like my top card. And the star is, proof that you can make it through the tower, so to speak. And proof that everything's going just the way it's supposed to for you. And I think that's what the wheel is. It comes in unexpectedly, but you're realizing, yeah, I've put in the work. I am going to reap the joy from this. And I'm also headed towards a very important time with the star card being the destiny. Not only that star in this deck with the person standing on the top of that summit, not only did they make it to the summit, at that point they can look out over and say, it's like realizing the hard work they did to get there, but also seeing all the other opportunities on the other side. So it also is an enlightening card as well. So there's definitely some really good stuff happening here. The Page of Wands is in your challenge. And honestly, what I feel like this is, for me, the Page of Wands is that young person that says, let's go do this. I'm ready. Well, you can't right now. And that's why it's in the challenge. There's this energy that's challenging you to slow instead of moving fast. And there's something to be said about moving slow. Again, I explain, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's what it is. You have to sometimes move slow. And I think that's all of this is in the challenge. And it shows up in the beginning of the reading too. This is going to be a challenge for a little bit though, because we have the Chariot coming around, which means things are going to speed up. You'll be able to let go of the reins. You'll be able to trust yourself. And that's because you've got the Knight of Pentacles. You're doing the work. You're doing all the good stuff slowly, methodically, with intent. And then the Page of Pentacles and your strength. This says you're doing everything you're supposed to do. The Page of Pentacles is that young person. So I feel like this is a kind of like a beginning, because we've got pages here. The beginning of something that you're trying to do differently or put into play or have a different attitude on, or just doing something different, anything new, because the pages are young. And here's the Page of Pentacles, but this one tells me that you have it within you. You're doing the work. He's digging the hole. He's trying to discover, learn, move forward. So don't be hard on yourself or be hard that things aren't happening like this, because they're happening. And all of the cards say they're happening. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in where this leads. So what I think is, with that wheel coming in, you have the realization that things are moving forward, that you have an aha moment, a click. Again, it's an unexpected energy that comes in that makes you go, I am headed in the right direction. I am doing this correctly. I am doing this slow, but it's slow on purpose. It's not slow because I'm lazy or procrastinating. It's slow because sometimes We need to just take our time with it. Going all in all of the time doesn't always work, because this allows, when you have that Knight of Pentacle energy as you're moving forward, it not only allows you to move forward, but it also is allowing you to step back, and when things change or unknowns pop in, you don't have to freak out and change everything. So like when you're moving really fast, it's really easy to to really not be able to deal with a change. So when changes come in, not to say you can't deal with it, it's a lot more chaotic. When you're having this Knight of Pentacles where you're moving slow, but you're have your intent, you can continue this pace even when things come in and kind of, cause ruckus in your life. Whether it's something just happens sporadically over the day, you got to, some kind of emergency, plumbing emergency, or something happens where when you're doing things slow and with intent, you can fit other things in throughout the day and it doesn't put you in panic mode, which is really important. Let's clarify this Knight of Pentacles. What is this Knight of Pentacles, please? Knight of Pentacles. Okay, Temperance. Yeah, Hangman. The King. If you want to get what you want with the King, being the head guy. um, the Temperance, that balanced emotion, making things happen, alchemy, creating. It comes from looking at all angles. It comes from self-reflection. It comes from really taking some time out for yourself. And then we've got the King of Cups, which is leading you. For some of you, absolutely, this could be love if you're looking at that going, oh, I want the King of Cups. But also it could be, reaching those things that you love and allowing yourself to more easily go with the flow. You know how I feel about the King of Cups. He's smart, he's in control, but he also can switch. Like, he's headed in one direction, but if the current changes, his throne is not set in stone. He can move with those changes, and that's exactly what this is about. Being able to move with the changes that come into your life on a day-to-day. Sometimes we have to be able to do that. We can't, so focus on one thing. And then what's the Chariot? I love this because the Chariot is a victory card, but it's also the movement that you're looking for here. Because I feel like you are. It's like there's a little bit of a frustration on not being able to move quickly. Tell me more about this Chariot, please. What is the Chariot, where this all leads? So this would be probably later in the week. You'll feel this energy come back around. Tell me about the Chariot. Look at that, King of Wands. There's that Eight of Pentacles again. So you are working on something. Definitely. We've seen it a couple times, but with the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So the King of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. You're like, to me, the King of Wands is that, yeah, now like the Page of Wands is in your challenge. Well, here is the King, and he's all grown up. You're right. He's grown up. He knows what he needs to do, but also he has that energy. He can control things, but he is very motivated, has a lot of passion behind him. And this is really important to you because the Eight of Pentacles was next. The Eight of Pentacles, again, you are spending time mastering something that's really important to you. What I really like that, I feel like with the Six of Pentacles, is that you're going to be ready to share that. And that's what really the Chariot's about. There's like something here where you learn and you really get excited about it with that the King of Wands. And not only is he excited about it, see, he takes control of that motivation, excitement, passion. And I feel like you are ready to share this with people, whether it's just a small group around you or the world. You're doing something that you're really ready to share. And that's where the Chariot's going to take you, because we have the Eight of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles. There is something here about you sharing this. Now, also, it could be like working in a group of people. It could be at work. It could be a project. It could be, something creative you're doing on the side. But I do feel like there's this feeling of moving towards that and being excited about going, I am ready to share this. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to share this. So what is our advice for today? What is our advice for today? Yeah, the Magician. So, in this mode that you are probably today and probably will be tomorrow is a little bit slower. Things aren't moving really fast. Probably doesn't pick up until a little bit later. Remember that you not only can make things happen, but you have everything that you need at your disposal. So if you're feeling like things are moving slow, maybe that's time to actually just, you know, figure out how to take those tools and make that work for you. You know, moving slow is very important, but the Magician tells us, you know, honestly, it's the biggest reminder we have everything that we need. We can do this. It's even when things feel slow, feel frustrating, that it's just to reflect back and say, no, I've got everything I need. Time isn't always on my watch. It may be, spirit coming in. It could be other people. Things happen around us. Again, that's why this is, I think, an important reading for you is, yeah, but you can do it. And don't give up because the Magician's not going to give up. I mean, he's just not. He knows he has everything he needs. And sometimes we just need to refine it. But the Magician tells us we can. So there you have your reading for today. Please hit that like button. It really does help me and it connects us really well. Take care. Have a beautiful day.